What's up, guys? Team Ecstasy. It's another great time we get to keep in touch. I'm so happy to see you here, and it's Furahi Day as I'm recording these. So we're jumping into the weekend. For a while, because of COVID, we have been outdoors and mambo haichakuwa sawa. We have been staying put. There's some guys who used to like going out for parties, going out for events, meeting friends for the weekend, and traveling, of course, but we're sorry. So for the returning subscribers, I'm more than happy to see you back. And for the new members, consider subscribing because this is your one-stop channel that will help you with information on travels, fun, and a little touch of entrepreneurship. So today I'm here actually to give you three things. One, I want to give you travel suggestions. For a moment or for a couple of months, some people like us who are outdoor enthusiasts and travel, I can say advocates, tumekuwa tumefinyiliwa kiasi. So there are some events that you can actually do, and they're COVID friendly, I would say, because they won't predispose you to COVID. And I just want to give you a few, and then I'll also move to another part. I'll give you how to prepare for them or what you actually need, and then the last part is going to be one of my travel stories, just a bit like an incident that happened sometime starting this year. So watch till the end so that you can know what literally happened. Now, number one, some of the travel suggestions. Right now is the best time to do national parks, game reserves, orphanages for animals, visiting lakes and stuff, because these parks actually, because of courtesy of the Ministry of Tourism, the entry fee and other activities in there have been subsidized, provided they are government related. I mean, like if they are government managed, they have been subsidized to encourage local tourism. So you should consider going to see the animals you haven't seen. You know, some of us have actually seen these animals on the alphabet order. You say E for elephant, yet you have never seen an elephant. Well, am I one of them? No, not really. Yeah, but what I mean is there's some local places you could go and tour freely. And then you could also do bike riding. You could also do motorbikes if you're a motorbike guy, because I have a couple of friends of mine who are taking this time for COVID break, and they are really traveling places. Like I know one who has gone to almost every kind of place I ever think of in this Rift Valley in Kenya, because they have been to the resorts, the drives, the rough terrains, mountain peaks, forests, orphanages, and very many landmarks that you have heard of before. Because one, it's not risky because you're out there. Being out there in the game is a green zone for COVID. I mean, like, you're not at risk to get COVID. And then another thing, I have a note here where I had jotted a few. Then we have hiking. I know a couple of friends of mine who are actually taking this time to do hiking. And for hiking, the goodness about hiking, one, it keeps you physically fit, but I will advise, or we will talk about that in preparation, but I will advise you hike in a group. And then another thing is going out for outdoor activities like archery. We have guys who are interested in guns and bullets. You can go and do something in the shooting range. And then if you're in Dubai, you can try a desert safari. Well, that is on my bucket list sometime later though, but not now. So there's something you must have noted from the suggestions I have given. One thing is, all these activities fall on the green zone. I mean, activities that are outdoor and they give you room for social distancing and you don't get to encounter a lot of people, and I can call them fun because you're out there in the game, you're out there walking around, moving around, doing exercise. It's good for your health, and if you're in a group, it's even better because you get to interact. It's more of a team building thing if you're an organization or just a group of expertise or business allies or even family. Yeah. And then the next thing we're going to jump into is how to prepare for these events. So how to prepare for them, it's not that tedious. But first, I will actually advise, if you're going to the game parks and reserves and all those places, if they have like, if there are these reserves that are developed and they have good roads in there, you need to have a car, because it should be easier for you to maneuver around in a private car rather than walking. Of course, you can't walk in a place where there are dangerous animals, but there are others that are usually not having animals that are dangerous, so you can just move around. But it's easier if you have a car because you'll maneuver easily. And then if you're susceptible to getting tired or just something, you will just get in the car and go back. Yeah, because I have an incident whereby we had gone with friends to some national park, and I am telling you, the distance there was underestimated. So by the time we were halfway, we were really exhausted. And we were actually on bikes. So you can imagine, if someone was not into this, they will have a problem. But luckily we had a car, so anyone who was getting tired was just hopping on the car and we move on. And then another thing is physical fitness. If you are going to a very strenuous activity like bike riding, and it's a couple of kilometers away, you need to do a little exercise. Maybe you can register for gym, or you can be running or having morning runs and evening runs, jog around for a couple of minutes, so that you keep your blood circulation levels top, and you also become physically fit. That is because you have fine-tuned your muscles, so that by the time you're planning on this event or this travel, you will be okay with moving around. And then another thing is food. So if you're going to a remote place, trust me, this one you can't evade. You better carry your own food, be it snacks, soft drinks, water, and all the kind of supplies that you might need, be it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It's always better to carry your own food if you're going to a remote places. And then another thing, it might not be a remote place, it might even have restaurants and stuff, but maybe you're traveling on a budget, or you don't have enough money to go spend around the 5-star hotels and 3-star hotels that you see around there, because some of these places are high end, and that is where tourists come, so the prices are actually escalated. So you need to work on that. Like, you can have a good number of fruits, carbs, your energy. You could even have some glucose packages, soft drinks, energizer drinks, and if it's a 1 day, you can actually cook food and carry. But if it's a couple of days and you guys are going there with cars, you can even carry a small gas cylinder and you go with your supplies, and you can be cooking there if you're camping maybe, or you're gonna have a long stay there. And then another thing is you carry suitable clothing. Sometimes out there the weather changes, and you're forced to adhere to the environment. So maybe you had gone to the park, it was really sunny when you were going in there, but it reaches there and it starts raining, or vice versa. So you cannot wear a very heavy hoodie and sweater when it's very sunny, and vice versa. You cannot wear a light t-shirt or a singlet and it's raining. So you need to check your weather forecast and have that in check. And then have enough money, because sometimes what you expected is not what you actually get, because there are fluctuations. Sometimes maybe we have you've gone there and you have found some interesting activity you would like to try out. It's a new thing and you're so excited. You wouldn't want to miss it. So what do? You just jump on board. But if you had not budgeted, you might end up doing some harm to your pocket. So another thing is, I think the last thing probably for this section, cameras. Your phones and your camera batteries, ensure they are full to capacity, because you're going to be requiring them to make memories, taking pictures, videos, and maybe even phone calls in times of distress, if at all you will ever encounter such a situation. Because I am imagining maybe you're at the middle of the park, your fuel is out, or maybe your car has gotten stuck, and you need to make a call to the customer care of the park, and then your phone is off. So you have to stay there until you get a good Samaritan, which is not quite a good experience you would want to encounter. And then lastly now, I am giving you my travel story, one of the incidences that ever happened. It wasn't a good one, but it was exciting, and at the end of it, it was awesome. This is why. So this day, it is early this year. Actually, I think it's January. We had gone with friends to Kerio Valley. Now in Kerio Valley, we were in some escarpment, and we were actually going down the cliff, going through the meanders, and taking pictures, enjoying. It was a very good place, by the way. We really enjoyed. You should try out if you this guy who likes scenery and out there the outlook of nature. So what happened? We enjoyed the whole day. We took lunch there. We had a lot of pictures. We screamed because it's out in the park, and in the wild you have no limitations for noise pollution or sound pollution, kinda. And it was amazing. So in the evening we set foot. We started heading back home. So we were driving to Eldoret. On the way we had a stopover. There is a place whereby there are some falls. So it was weekday, and there were not much people. I was with friends. We were actually, I think we were like 6 in the car. One of my friends, I wouldn't want to call them careless, but if at all I have called them careless, I am sorry, because they will recall this and they might like crucify me. They fell their phone in some place that at that time we didn't know. Their phone fell off, sorry. So we took a lot of pictures. We were just feeling the vibe for the evening. You know how you're excited about the sunset pictures and photography. Now we finished that and we got back and came to Eldridge. Now we started a drop off, like everyone until the last person in the car. So when she alighted, she realized she doesn't have her phone. So we were like, where could it be? We tried to ring it, it's not going through, but it keeps on sending messages. For I tried calling you because it seems like where it was, the network coverage wasn't good. So we were really astonished because it wasn't ringing in the car, but it was offline, but immediately you hang up, it sends you the message. So it means it wasn't off, it's just that the place where it was, the network coverage wasn't good. She could not remember where she left the phone. So we decided to go back to the falls because we decided probably it might have dropped off at the falls where we had a stopover. On going back there, we met like a couple of people who were coming from that side, and we were asking them, have you seen a phone? Have you seen a phone or something? And they were like, no. And we were like, has there been a lot of people who have been coming from that side since we left? And they're like, no, I don't think. So we decided to just go straight to we went to the parking, got off the car and headed to the falls. By the time we were reaching the falls, we spotted the phone just beside the water. As at that time, it had started to have some sprinkles of drops on it and all that. So immediately we saw that the phone had been found. We were so happy because trust me, the mood that we had on our way from Eldred back to where the falls were, on our stopover on our way back home, the mood was very sad. But that led to it was like now it's a new venture again. We were so happy. We took more photos, more memories. Everyone was feeling nice because we found the phone, and trust me, it was one of the travels that really made me excited about traveling, and I will do this a million times. Otherwise, thank you for your time. It has been a great time having you guys here. Ensure to subscribe below if you haven't subscribed. Click that notification bell to be among the first people to be notified about our new uploads each and every time, and invite a friend. Share the video. See you next time. Bye.